Hello, how's everybody doing? Just wanted to touch base with you to go through, several things during our team meeting today. We're having this meeting on Zoom, but we're also going to have this posted up. So if you're not able to jump on due to it being overcrowded or whatever, or if you just wanted to go back and go through some things, we're going to post this, and we'll be putting a link where you can access this on YouTube to go through our guidelines as we get ready to get ready for our football season this year. First thing is, it's been a long layoff. I'm really excited to, along with our coaches, we're all really excited to get everybody back, going, and trying to take one step every day to getting back a little bit closer to normal. I know we're as players, you guys have been anxious and excited to get back. We appreciate the work that you put in during the off season, and we've got a really good plan in place to go forward through the summer, and we're going to talk about that a little bit today. But one thing here, we're going to be going and getting ready to go and being prepared physically and getting back in shape, and going through our ball stuff to get ready to go. But the one thing that I can promise you this, to our players and parents, we're going to do everything possible. We're going to follow all the guidelines. We're going to go through and really put a good plan in place to do our number one goal. And our number one goal this summer is going to make sure that all of our players and their families stay healthy. That is the most important thing, and our coaches as well. But we're excited to get back going, and I want to talk you through a lot of things. We're going to go through a presentation. Fixing to start here, a PowerPoint presentation. We're going to go through this. We're talking this through our meeting, and then we're going to go through basically our summer schedule, our summer routine, just some guideline reminders after that. And then I'm going to, show you the groups that you guys will be reporting into starting June the 3rd. So let's move on to the next slide. First thing, we're excited. Our coaches are excited. Got a few changes with our staff this year. Coach Ryan is going to be back in the secondary with our corners. Coach West, our defensive coordinator, is stepping up into that role, and we're excited to do that. He's going to be working with our D-line as well. Russell McDuffie is going to be our code D coordinator, and he's also going to be working with our outside linebackers, excuse me. Skylar Mosley is a young man that's, one of our alumni from years back, was a tremendous linebacker. We're really excited to get him back. He's going to be coaching our inside backers his first year here, and we welcome him back to his alma mater. Coach Nelson, is going to be holding it down back there in the secondary, as always, and does a great job with their safeties. Offensively, Coach Fancher with his guys up front. Assisted by Coach Williams. Coach Bowell with our receivers is ready to go. Coach Corley, tight end, slot receivers, those kind of things. Coach Matt Dearman, who's did our younger guys last year, but he's going to be stepping up into the running backs role, and so we're excited about having him. Coach Ursul is going to be running our strength conditioning program. Also, he's our head freshman football coach. Kyle Mitchell is going to be working with our freshman guys, especially our skill position guys. We mentioned Ryan Williams as well. He'll be in there, but also Chris Weaver, one of our quarterbacks from years past. He's stepping into a new role here in our high school, and he's going to be helping with our freshman team as well. So that's going to round out our staff for right now. And but we're excited. All those guys are excited to see you guys. The next slide here is our football schedule. I know there's been a lot of talk about, adjusting the schedule and possibilities. And, the one thing about our football schedule, it's in place. We've got a very challenging non-region schedule, which we're excited about. We think that's going to make us a better football team come playoff time. We've got a full slate with JV and freshman schedule as well. So that's what we're planning. That's what we're preparing for. But like anything and everything, we'll adjust to the new information as it comes. But you can check our schedule out online, and you've got to look at it right now on the presentation. One of the first things I want you to do here in this meeting is, if you're not signed up on Remind 101, you need to do that, because that's one of the best ways we communicate. And the way you get signed up on Remind 101 is you just text the message at 4745 1A. If you text at 4745 1A and you text that to the number 81010, if you do that, it'll automatically enroll you in our football meeting group. That's the primary way that we communicate, and parents and players need to make sure you're involved in that. All right, so as we talk, we're going to jump into our summer practice schedule real quick. Just broadly, we're going to have 2 separate phases every day. We're going to, in order to make sure that we have the groups small enough that we need to in the weight room and our other groups, we're going to have 2 separate, distinct phases of guys that we come into, and that's the first and foremost goal, like we talked about, is to keep everybody safe and to follow the guidelines and recommendations. So we're going to keep our groups as small as we can to get the work that we need to do, but also do it the right way. One thing that's new with our summer schedule, and you're going to see it on this next slide, is we're introducing what's called Monday Night Football. Something I'm really excited about. One of my biggest worries as the head coach is that first Friday night football game, because in a lot of scenarios, that may be the first time that our guys that are catching passes and catching punts and catching kicks on kickoff, first time they've done that under the lights at night. And, so I wanted to, when we're thinking about laying out our summer schedule, that's what I want to do. I want to be able to replicate as much as we can. And we're going to do that one night a week. Monday nights is going to be our Monday night week. And, the first phase is going to get here in the afternoon about 4:15, check-in time. And our older group, our other guys, are going to get here about 6:45. We'll work out, but we'll finish on the stadium under the lights. It's going to prepare us for the game-like situations. The other thing that it may do is it's going to stretch your weekend out a little bit longer. So if you're out of town, you don't have to be back Monday morning for workouts. You can be back, and the early group won't be till 4:15. So it gives you a little bit more time on the weekend to get back here for our Monday work. Our regular week is going to be a little bit different. Our Tuesdays is going to be our off day this summer. So we're going to go Monday night on Monday Night Football. Tuesdays we're going to be off, and then we're going to work Wednesday morning and Thursday morning. Okay, so there will be a normal 3-day work week on average. Our standard week is Monday night working, Tuesdays off, Wednesday morning we're working, Thursday morning we're working. So the first phase of guys, will check in at 7:15 a.m. and they'll check in here at the facility, go through their lift, their speed conditioning, their speed work conditioning, their football drills. And that group will finish up about 9:30 every morning. And then after that, our second group will come in. Our second phase of guys will come in. They'll report at 9:45, and they'll finish up right around lunchtime or shortly after. And that schedule is going to start. Our first day is going to be Wednesday, June the 3rd. So next Wednesday morning, that's going to be our first day of lifting. Okay, so moving on to the next slide. First thing with our player expectations. Expectation number 1 is going to be all of our players, and we're going to make it very clear, we're going to follow the guidelines. Social distancing, physical distancing. We're going to do those things. It's going to be different, and it's, we've all lived through that the last couple of months, but it's going to be different. But the main goal we do those things is to make sure that we're safe and healthy, and we're playing football in the fall. That's our number 1 goal right there, is to stay safe. And so we're going to honor that. Whatever we got going, if it changes during the summer, it changes during the summer, but we're going to honor that. Second expectation is be on time. And getting here right on time is not on time. You need to be here a little bit early. And so you got to know when your group is coming in and be here a few minutes early to get going. Third thing, communicate. All right, and this summer is a little bit different. There's been years in the past, I'm going to be honest with you, where, if you've been a little bit under the weather or sick, something like that, there's times that I know I've been guilty to it. Hey, we got to get here to work out. We got to, push through it and those kind of things. But I'm telling you, and parents, I'm telling you to help me with this. If your son is sick, if he's got, fever, any of those kind of things like that, he does not need to come to workouts. He needs to communicate with me, his position coach, those kind of things. But if he has any of those symptoms that we've been hearing about for months, he needs to make sure to stay home, get checked out, and stay well. The other thing is going to be a little bit more on our players this year is hydration. For the start of summer, we're going to have to really watch, how we hydrate guys. I know we've got some limitations about those community water cows that we always use. We're going to hold off on those for a while until we get further guidance. Our players are going to need to bring their own water, and bring an own water jug. It needs to have their name on it. They don't need to share that with anybody else. You don't have to go out and buy a fancy water jug either. I recommend get you a gallon milk jug. Get you a gallon milk jug. Get it done. You may want to pop it in the freezer. Get that stuff cold and ice as it melts during the day. But they need to bring their own water every day. And we also need to have some kind of face covering. Mask, can be a homemade mask. Can even be a bandana type material, some kind of face covering, because there's going to be certain situations, that you're not able to maintain that 6 foot distance, and we've got to have a face covering, if we do that. And then, to finish up here on this slide, do the things that we've always done. Be great teammates. You love what you're doing. Compete and all those kind of things. So that's our player expectations. Moving on to the next slide, our parent expectations. Support your son. They're working really hard. They've been through a lot. There's been a lot of sacrifices. I know it's been different. Having school shut down and being out of our routine of working out, staying in shape, support them, get involved, be positive. Follow injury protocol. We'll talk about that a bunch more later on. But also, as parents, make sure that you stay on them about making sure they got their milk jug of water. Make sure they got their water coming to practice every day, because it's going to be warm. The heat's not going anywhere, and we got to make sure they're hydrated up to do that. And also make sure they have a face covering every day. Because if they don't have a face covering, number one, they can't borrow one from anybody else, and they can't do anything that requires them to be in close contact. And that's our guidelines right now, and we're going to be consistent with those. They may change as the summer goes. We don't know, but that's where they are right now. One thing that is going to be different, and I think it's kind of a tough thing, but it is what it is they've made some, the state AHSAA has said only essential people at summer training and summer workouts can be out there on campus. And that means media. A lot of times media is coming to watch practice. They can't do that. But it also means our parents. I know many of our parents, our dads would like to show up and watch summer practice just to see how it's going and those kind of things. That's not something that we're going to be able to do this summer, at least to start out with, and that's going to be one of the biggest differences, and we got to make sure we get that done. Next slide is our medical staff. Same staff intact. Brian Risser, Sarah Lynn PT, does a great job putting our trainers in place. Jonathan Brooks is one of our guys that's been with us for years, does a great job taking care of our guys. Dr. Lane at AOC, Dr. Rubenstein with our physicals and all those kind of things, does an awesome job, also serves our town as mayor. Dr. West is always available to see our kids as well. But make sure if you have any kind of, soreness or, now I'm not talking about a broke leg or anything like that, but if you got something minor, let's go through, get them to see Coach Brooks. And if they need to see an orthopedic or anything like that, Coach Brooks can get them in right away, most times on the same day. All our coaches are CPR trained. We always have AEDs on site, so we're prepared, and we take that very, very serious, the health of our players. So one thing that's going to be different this year are sports physicals. So I want to go through that on this slide. So if you had a physical last school year, it's still good. It is still good until July the 27th, okay? And so we are in the process of getting with Dr. Rubenstein to figure out the best time and the place, and also how we can get physicals to our guys. It's going to be a bit more challenging, obviously, with everything going on, to have the big mass physical day like we've always had, and they've been so great. But we're working on options. But the first thing I want you to do is, I recommend our parents, players, to go see their doctor at some point this summer just to get them a physical done. If you go ahead and get that knocked out, that'll be good for next school year. We've all got to have it done by July 27th. So, if you get some time this summer, go ahead and get that knocked out soon and get those to us as well. One very important thing, if you did not have a physical last school year, or if you're coming out for sports for the first time, you did not have a physical, all right, you need to see me. You need to get up with me, because we got to get that done before June the 3rd. Dr. Rubenstein has some time set aside Thursday afternoon to see a student who is in that specific circumstance, but I need to set him up and get names to him. So if you did not have a physical last year, shoot me a text right now on my cell, 251-586-3175, and let me know that so we can get that out there. And we'd work them in Thursday afternoon if that's the case. On our next slide, all right, our AHSA paperwork. Now, one thing we've all got to have before June 3rd, every single one of us, we've got to have an updated concussion form, and we've got to have an updated participation form. Those forms can be got two ways. Number one, you can go on our school website and download it, fill it out, and bring it up to me. Okay. The second way is you can show up. We're gonna have a paperwork day where you can come and fill out their paperwork the day before we start, which will be June the 2nd, here at the facility from 3 to 5 p.m. And you get those forms, fill them out, and we got to have it. If you download them from online, you need to bring them and turn them in at June the 2nd from 3 to 5 p.m. But we have all got to have those two forms turned in before you can begin workouts the next morning. So make sure that is a hugely, hugely important deal. Okay? So a couple adjustments, just some ways that things are going to be different. Okay? You're going to be in a different phase. You're going to be in a different group. So you got to know what time you're here. And when you come in to check in, you're going to check in over beside the indoor facility on that gravel parking lot area. We'll have coaches set aside. You need to make sure you have your water with you. You got to make sure you have a face covering of some type, whether it's a mask, bandana, something like that. Be prepared when you come in to check out. We're going to have some laser scanner thermometers where they just point them at your forehead and it measures your temperature. That's something we're gonna do every day. That's going to be how we take roll, just to make sure if you got a slight fever or anything like that, we can send you home to go get checked on to make sure you're well. We're going to stay out of the locker room to start the summer. We're just limiting ways to keep guys from getting in close quarters and that kind of stuff. So the locker room will be off limits. Highly recommend if you got your receiver gloves, your football gloves, bring them with you. That's just an extra added layer of coverage there. And then one thing that's going to be a little bit different is when you get here, when you get on campus, come on down here. We don't want, and I know everybody's going to be jacked up, excited about seeing each other, but don't be hanging around the parking lot before workouts or even after workouts. When you get here, come down here, get checked in. Let's get divided up. When you get done with the workout, when you leave here, when we cut you loose, get in your car and head on home. And so that's going to be just some of the ways that we do that. The next slide, some other adjustments there. We talked about, taking our temperatures every day. That's going to be something that's very quick and easy. It'll be done with a little laser. Be flexible. Things are things have changed every week. We put together several plans, and it wouldn't surprise me if we're able to either do more, or we have to tweak things as the summer goes. So just be flexible, and we'll do that. But the bottom line is we're excited about you guys being back. We're excited about getting summer practice going. We know what that really means for our season coming up, and we're excited to get that done. I appreciate all of you guys, what you do. Appreciate the parents for allowing us to coach your kid. I understand how awesome an opportunity that is. If you've got any questions, email me at jkelly@saralandboe.org. jkelly@saralandboe.org. We're going to put these groups up in just a minute. If for some reason I missed somebody or didn't put you on a group or you don't see your name on there, email me and we'll get you lined up and let you know when to be here. That concludes our presentation, our PowerPoint presentation. And so we're going to change gears right now. We're going to put up 3 forms on this thing that I want you to see. The first thing we're going to put up here is our summer calendar. Okay, it's an Excel spreadsheet, and that gives you our summer schedule for this summer. A couple days to notice, okay, as you look at the calendar on the screen. June the 2nd, that's our paperwork day. Okay, either download the forms, bring them up here that day, or show up here and we give you the forms and you fill them out. Okay, but that's something that you as a parent needs to get done. We need to get that done, get them signed up, because without those AHSAA paperwork forms, you cannot participate that first day on June the 3rd. Okay, we're going to kick things off June the 3rd in the morning. That'll be our first group. We're going to get 2 good days of work that first week, and then we're going to jump right into regular schedule. Okay, June the 8th will be our first evening of Monday Night Football. Stoked about that right there, and we'll get in our normal schedule. As you see, going through the summer, through the month of June, it's Monday night, Tuesday off, Wednesday morning, Thursday morning work. The week before the 4th of July, we always give you some time around the 4th. We're going to work both, and that's June 29th and June the 30th. Both of those days, that Monday and Tuesday, are going to be in the evening. Okay, and then you are off for the 4th of July. I wish you a happy 4th of July. We're excited about that. Long weekend, you'll have that July the 6th, that Monday off. And then we'll go Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, all in the morning of July the 7th, 8th, and 9th. Okay, so we're excited about that. And then, you know, we expect the first day of official practice is going to be bumped up 1 week due to not having spring training. So our first day of practice, fall camp, if you will be August the 27th. So that's screenshot this form if you got to. Keep it. We'll have these forms available on June the 2nd when you come up here. We'll have all those things. But put this on your fridge, on your mirror, so you can see our calendar. That's where we're going to work. Okay. Our next form is just sort of a recap of is our guidelines. Sort of let you know the times of when we're going to be working. Goes through all the details we've already went through, but we'll have this available with you as well when you come on June the 2nd. Okay, that's our guideline form. The last form we're going to put up, all right, is our groups. Okay, now as our groups are on the screen right here, I want you to look at your list. I want you to find your name. Okay, we got 2 phases. Phase 1, all right, is groups 1 and groups 2. Okay, so phase 1 will check in Monday on a regular week, Monday at 4:15 p.m. Okay, and you'll train from about 4:30 to about 6:30. Okay, and then you guys will be released and be done. You'll also be in on Wednesday mornings and Thursday mornings. You guys will be reporting at 7:15 a.m. and going to about 9:30. But those groups, group 1 is mostly all our incoming freshmen. All right, group 2 is some of our JV and guys from the past year, guys that, you know, we've got to split the team up. I don't like doing that, but it's something we've just got to do to maintain guidelines. So see if you're in group 1 or group 2. The second phase right there is groups 3 and groups 4. So if you're in groups 3 or 4, you know, you will be the later group. Okay, on Mondays when we go Monday Night Football, you guys will have check-in at 6:45 p.m. on the gravel. And on Wednesdays and Thursdays, you'll have check-in at 9:45 p.m. on the gravel. All right, so make sure you find your list, know where you are, know which group you're in, and that's going to stay in there most likely throughout the whole summer. If the guidelines change, we'll adjust as we do. But, that sort of wraps up all our information today. We're excited about what you got going. If you did not have a physical, let me know. We need to get you signed up for this Thursday. If not, I will see you guys on June the 2nd to turn in your paperwork from 3 to 5 p.m. To fill out your paperwork from 3 to 5 p.m. And then we'll be ready to go to get going that next morning on June the 3rd. So we're excited. If you need anything, give me an email. Can't wait to see you guys. Can't wait to go to work with you. And, we'll see you soon. Appreciate the time. Have a good evening. That concludes the meeting.